Afternoon, everybody. It's February 17th, and you wouldn't be able to tell that by looking out at the weather. But it's 10 degrees today, and yesterday was close to that as well. And we had probably 30 to 40 mils of rain overnight, which got rid of the most of the snow that we had. Just sort of catching up on the golf course here, taking a walk around, and things look pretty good. We're not seeing a whole lot of snow mold damage on the course from the winter, and we certainly aren't seeing the damage that we saw last year from the ice problem that we had. The real story, I guess, has been the temperatures of the last couple of days, and you can see what the temperature is underneath the tarp here. It is almost 12 degrees, so that's good. We're melting a lot of the ice, sort of resetting the clock for damage to the golf course from bad weather, and we'll take a little tour around and look at the rest of it. Here's an example of those black pipes that we set up around the golf course, and I think they actually did a pretty good job of keeping the waterway open. You can see the ice is melted around the pipe as the heat from the sun has got to it, and of course that kept the drain open and allowed the water to go through. And you can actually hear the water running through the drain as we speak. So that's good. It's kept the water moving through the systems. Number 2 green. Everything looks fantastic. No real issues out here. I guess one of the concerns could be that things are too lush, and that we have a severe drop in temperature over the next little while. Last year that was our biggest issue. The temperatures went from 10 or 15 degrees, and then all of a sudden, slam dunked into minus 16. And it's kind of like taking a house plant and putting it outside in the middle of the winter. There was just no chance for the PO to make it through those kind of conditions, and we're certainly not seeing that this year. And we haven't seen anything in the forecast that would indicate that happening. So we're pretty excited about the way things are going, and we don't foresee any damage at this point. The other thing I'd like to point out about the look of the greens right now is they look super green, and that's actually just a dye that we incorporated into the fungicide that we spray in the fall to protect them from the winter. We added the pigment to the spray in order to darken the color of the grass, so that in the springtime, when the sun is kind of weaker, it helps the grass to draw heat to it, and we'll get a little more reaction out of lower temperatures. It also helps to melt the snow and the ice that are sitting on the green. So, these look really green and lush, but most of that's a pigment. The actual true color would be the same as it is in the fairways. This is a follow-up to that flooding that we had a little while ago. You can see the water carved out a pretty good section. This is really the only place where we actually saw any damage from that flooding, and that's pretty good considering the amount of water that was on the golf course. So we're pleased with that. Again, it seems like it's going to be a pretty good spring. I might regret saying that. I'm going to say it. I think it's going to be a pretty good spring. Number 6 green. This is one of our most dead greens last year, and it's doing quite nicely. You can see we've taken some extra steps to allow the water to get away. We've cut this sod away, creating a channel for the water to escape. And we've done the same thing over here. And of course we'll replace those before the golf course opens. But for the most part, things are doing quite well. We're seeing very little snow mold damage, very little desiccation damage, virtually no ice damage. You can see where there is some pressure from the disease, the snow mold, which is commonly underneath a lot of snow. Our fungicide is doing quite well to cover us off against that. And there's just a few areas, you can actually almost see a line there, where Sean has sprayed on this side, and then on the other side, it's quite beat up from the snow mold. So that's good. We're pleased with the outcome of this spring so far. I say spring, but it's only mid-February. It's 10 degrees today. It feels like spring. But we're really happy with the way things are going, especially considering what we had to deal with last year. So just stay tuned, and we'll post some more pictures and follow up with us as we carry on into the 2016 year.